Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Football Manager 22, not 23. I accidentally opened this. Did not mean to. Clicked on the wrong one. I'm excited to try this one out. Have not done so. This is actually the first time I've opened it a couple days after the beta release. We'll get to FM23 soon enough. In the short term, let's hop on back over to Youth Factory, episode 79. The reason why I'm waiting, though I do very much want to try it out, check it out myself. I was going to do a video, but I've been too busy. For those who follow multiple series on the channel, you've probably already heard over the past week, I've had an incredibly busy time, and somewhere between a cold and or just the fact that I was fatigued mixed with fire smoke mixed with dust from the yard project that I was doing, very much engrossed in, a lot of hours committed to it, and haven't been feeling terribly great. I got a whole lot of that crap out today, and sounding just about normal for the first time. Even managed to, get the haircut and the beard trimmed and feeling good. But FM23 is waiting because the series that I am bringing for FM23, which I'm super excited for, a little variation to what we've been doing the previous years with the Youth Factory. I'm going to be bringing Youth Factory back for FM24 for sure. It's not going away, but it's going to take a break. We just had a nice, long, lengthy FM22 series on it. We're not going to immediately jump on a new one, but for the new FM23 series, it is going to require, in order to set it up, the pre-game editor, in-game editor, and so we've got to wait for the full release for that to be available, and we'll be starting the FM23 series right away on that release here in just under 2 weeks' time. But in the meantime, let's continue on with Youth Factory. Following a terrible run of 5 straight losses, we finally pick up a point in the 6th match. So 1 point from 6 matches sees us no longer in the safe zone. We are in a bit of trouble as we are approaching the later phase of the season. But here's the thing about the stretch we just went through. Outside of mold, which, a harsh penalty put us on the back foot there, and then a little consolation goal, it really didn't go to how the game could have or should have gone. It was a pretty even match. Probably should have come away with a point, but almost all of the opponents that we played along here are top 4, top 5 kind of sides, including Sundale. No, not Sundale. Sundale's near the bottom of the league right now, though recent champions. But anyway, coming up is an easier stretch, a much easier stretch. Our next handful of games are opportunities to claim the points we need to secure our future in the top flight in the Elite Syrian. So we'll see if we can right the wrongs, right the ship, get the morale high, and start performing a little bit better. First up is Strom Godset, and Strom Godset is, well, they're still up there. They're 7th, 25 points. That's not the easy one, but we've got Bottle Glimt, we've got Tromso coming up, we've got HamCam, we've got some much better opportunities to get some type of result in the near future. This slip in position, like I said, has come down so much to just the fact that we had to play a lot of really good teams. Braun is the only big opponent coming up in the near future, and really, Stromsgodset and Bottle Glimt are the only other ones that are even remotely close to top end of the league. And really, outside of the top 5, we've been hanging with just about anybody. So, assuming that other than the Braun game, we've got a good chance at getting some points coming up, I'm confident that even though we're down to 12th, we're actually still in a situation that's looking pretty decent. We've got a 5-point edge over Lillestrøm. We have a 5-point gap to Stromsgodset in 7th. So, yes, top 6 are pulling away a little bit, but, from 7th down to 12th, it's only separated by the same margin that separates us from the next position behind us. So I'm pretty confident that those 4 are the bottom 4. And, not getting a ton of results, but we're getting results. We have double the wins of any team behind us. We have the same number of wins as, Tromsø, a few spots ahead of us. We have more wins than Mold. We're capable. Let's see if we can go out and get a few more wins. Not an easy match to find a result here, but with Strømsgodset, it's definitely possible, especially playing at home. But they are bringing a huge away contingency to this one, so we'll see how we fare. They've won 2 straight, and we're just 5 points behind them, 5 goals behind them. It's definitely not a game that's totally out of reach, but it's going to be made all the harder with not 1 but 2 missing defenders. And of course, defense has been one of our weaker areas. So Nilsson, again, getting the start when Nilsson is, a young guy that we're just starting to see out. Fawoli also getting the other start. Olim and Foss both injured. Foss not quite cleared to come back from injury, and Olim injured in training yesterday. Probably only missing the 1 game, maybe 2, but he's a definite out for this one. Also, at the same time, Olim getting a lot of offers right now, and he's suddenly upset that we're not accepting those offers from teams that are right there with us in the standings. But of course, we don't actually have the reputation at this stage. But we'll see how we fare today. I would be happy with a point against a Strømsgodset, but it would be really nice to get a win. And even then, it's all them so far. 2 shots already on goal. Modest with a yellow card very early in this game. Andreasen, I don't know if he's on the bench or not. Ooh. Both nice interception on that one. Murbakken finds Holmdale. Berneske takes to the outside, crosses. Modest with a chance, and Bagadel forced to step up on that one. He was well positioned to stop that. We are our second day of competition for the weekend, and on that first day of competition, a couple of those lower teams, those 4 teams at the bottom, both picking up wins. Jonas Gay, oh, what a save. A huge save from Bagadel. We nick the ball away. That's offside. Where's the flag? No flag. Okay, at least it's out for a goal kick. But 2 of those bottom teams picking up wins and closing that gap on us. And Ostby, who actually was just cleared to play today, picks up a nasty knock. We're probably going to end up having to sub him off here at halftime. It's not looking too good. So that's 2 early subs that we're going to be needing to make in this one. Bergam just cleared today. He's been out for a little bit. And it's been mostly them, but each team with just 2 shots on target so far. We have the possession. We're just not quite turning it into chances at this stage. All right, so Hull is in for Ostby. We will make a change with Modest at probably the hour mark or so. Murbakken a little too ambitious with that ball. Overhit it. Bergam, dangerous free kick spot. Scrapes the crossbar, but it goes over instead of under. We remain goalless. That was just our 4th attempt. That's been the only attempt we've had in the second half. They've only had 2 attempts in the second half themselves. But here's going to be a day. Great save from Moen. And hangs on to it. And we're at that 66-minute mark. Let's go ahead and get Modest out of there for Andreasen. And Nielsen has picked up a yellow as well. So has Holmdale. Team not necessarily playing great in terms of ratings, but we're definitely not having a bad day. But they are, I'd say, the favorite. If somebody's going to get a goal, it's more likely to be them. But if we can hang on for a 0-0 draw. Poorly defended there. Really poorly defended. No pressure on the ball for Lindquist as he bursts past Fawoli there. And Fawoli never really closes it down. And then Grundon, totally unmarked. That is... looked like 17, but I don't see a 17. It was probably Andreasen who should have been picking him up. You still haven't made the changes? What the heck? I hate how the game does that. Must have been Modeste. They did look the more likely to score, but it's at the same time a little harsh. Homedale, what a first touch! And he has equalized in the last kick of the game. That's time, folks. Time is up. What a play from Homedale. Aggressive ball over the top, but just a fantastic first touch. And finish from Homedale there. Oh, that is brilliant. Now, they're going to be so disappointed by this, but for us, we just about deserved a point. But if anybody was going to win, it was them. But we were playing well enough to get a point out of this. And so for Homedale to rescue us like that and get a point that's pretty mega. And so I've gone through another 4 games with 2 lower half teams and 2 upper half teams. HamCam on the road with a 2-1 victory. Tight contest, but we got 2 goals early, both inside the first 10 minutes, and then hung on. Homedale getting hurt in that one, though, missing some time. So then Bottle Glimt, we lose 2-0. That was one of those that, could have gone better, because A, it's at home, B, mid-table, but they were the better team, and they came away with it. And then there was just Braun, who's just really strong. Defending champion, I think. Second place in the league at the moment, and they absolutely pummeled us. I mean, they had 2 goals inside the first 10 minutes, and they just kept right on going. Luckily for us, at least, Bergam gave us some consolation, got a couple goals out of it, because 6 is a lot to give up, but that was on the road, of course. Lillestrøm, that's a redeeming moment for us as we bounce back. We get the 2-1 win. We take the early, just before halftime lead, and then moments after the half, they answer back, but we immediately respond just 2 minutes later. So back-to-back goals, and then we just settle in, bunker down, hang on from there, and it's a win. The 2 wings playing really well in that one. The defense playing really well. We're getting some guys back in, which is helpful. It's absolutely helpful. And that's a home crowd of 6,000, so that was really nice to see that we're managing to get up there on crowd size. Just 2 months left of play now, and there's a mixture of opponents in the final 2 months, so it's fairly balanced between top and bottom end of the league. And with that performance, we now find ourselves in 11th place on 27 points. Things have stretched out a little bit, right? It's not a 5-point gap ahead of us and huge gaps behind. It's gone, feels a little more diversified at this stage. Vålerenga leads from Rosenborg and then Braun. Odd and Viking are a clear top 5, running away European places, going to those teams. Bottle Glimt and Tromsø, best of the rest, and then Stabæk, Strømsgodset, Sarpsborg, and then we're just a point off of that. Sarpsborg, Tromsø, both upcoming that we might be able to do something with. Haugesund is upcoming, and that's definitely one we would hope to get something from, as we're just 3 points ahead of both Molde and Haugesund. But then those bottom 3, we've got a decent little gap. We are 9 points ahead of Lillestrøm, and we've got 7 matches to play. We might not be there yet, but my main objective was better than 1 point per match, and we're getting awfully close to that. 1 win now will secure the 1 point per match. Anything more than that, and we'll exceed it. And at this stage, 1 point per match seems to be right about safety. We're kind of right on that track, and we're just above it, just beyond it, hanging in there, doing well, 7 to go in the season, and we're looking at one last episode with FM23 right around the corner. Victoria 3, also right around the corner. Those are both coming to the channel, so it's going to be our new FM23 series. I will announce the details on that one with our next and final episode. We'll see if Youth Factory hangs on to, and you would think, based on where we're at, if we do hang on, if we do survive, avoid relegation, this team is just going to continue to get better. Development is already starting to take off for a number of young players, and that's the key on this one. It's the young players that are taking off on development. The reason for that we've explained in detail in previous episodes, but that quick summary refresher is the older players aren't apt to develop much anymore. We were part-time, we didn't have the training facilities, we didn't have the reputation. We're still lacking a lot of those areas, but just simply shifting to full-time, the young players and playing in the top flight, young players getting experience are developing rapidly. So we are, this is a team that would just get younger and younger, but with that rapid development, get better and better. Finances would also get to that point where we would soon get into upgrading training facilities finally and see things going the direction we need and want them to. But most of that comes down to survival in this first season, right? If you could survive the first season, the team's only going to be looking up from there and eventually competing for the European places. Right now we're 13 points out of the European places. That's not that much. 7 matches to go. It's probably going to get bigger, closer to 20. That's a bit to cover. That's 7 wins, essentially. And we have 8 on the season. But, again, that's a key thing for us. Mold, Lillestrøm, Hamcam, Sundale, 4 or fewer. Half of what we have. Haugesund, 1 less than what we have. We're not getting all those results, right? We have 8 wins, 12 losses. It's 2-3 on the ratio of wins to losses with a rare draw thrown in. I mean, I think we're equal on lowest in the league in terms of draws. So, nothing's great there. But Bergham's reached double digits in goals. He still has a good rating, not like last season, but 7.27. Bergham also has 9 assists. So that's 20 goal contributions for Bergham. He remains huge for us, despite ratings wise not looking that great as a player. He gets the job done, and there are certain players that do. There are certain spots in the first 11 that need upgrading and replacing, but with those young players in development, that would come. And yeah, it's a bright future for this team if they can survive this season. So next episode we'll find out if that happens or not. I will also lay out the details of what the FM23 series will be. And then we'll be turning our attention to FM23 after that. And like I said, Victoria 3. Then combined with the PCM series, the F1 series, that will be the content on the channel. So even Tennis Manager is going to have to make way until the next Tennis Manager release with those new ones coming out. And they are both due in about 2 weeks. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.